Hey everyone, how's it going? So in this video today we're going to be talking about my our nice car, which is our 2013 Volvo XC60, the D4. Now the D4 comes with a 2-litre turbo diesel motor and a whole heap of other safety features. This one has the city safety pack, so it has automated braking, rear sensors, but is nowhere as loaded up as the D5 Technic or their sport version, which I can't think of what it's called at the moment. Before this one we had a Ford Escape. It was a lovely car, and its only downside was it chewed a lot of juice. So that was its only downside, really. It drove beautifully. It was a great car. And when we went to look at upgraded at around 2010, we're looking at a lot of cars. We thought we'd go something a bit bigger, like a Toyota Prado, or was it a Toyota Kluger, even another Ford. We looked at the Escape. What we found, there was all one common theme. There was no real improvement, or no real upgrade or feel of an upgrade. And put that down to the 2008 GFC. It's like all your car companies withheld a bit of technology, and they didn't spend much in development. Apparently Kia, Hyundai and a few others did, and I believe also Volvo did too. And I told my wife to sit in a Volvo as a joke. I thought, I knew how expensive they were, so I believed they were out of my price range. So I got my wife to sit in a Volvo, and she sat in it and fell in love with it. Loved the layout of the dash, loved the feel of it. There we go. And yeah, so her heart was set on an XC60. So we thought we'd end up getting the T5 because that was the cheapest model available. We ended up getting the D4. Good deal come up on this one, and I'll go into that on another video. So this one was an ex-demo model, so we ended up getting close to 15 grand off the list price, and I'll go through how we done that on another video. Alright, so we'll start with the walk around. So there's no fog lights or anything like that, it's just your basic driving lights, not LEDs. Rims, 235 65 17, so not an uncommon tyre. So passenger seat, it's a leather seat, but all manual adjustment on this one. Decent amount of storage in the glove box. Excuse the mess, my daughter in here. So it's 3 seats at the rear. The middle one's got a regular seat belt. The center console folds down, so you got drink holders and somewhere you can store items. Not a great deal of storage, but it's able to sit there. Has the 3 ISO fixed points at the rear, but more importantly, and this is what attracted us to the car, it's a built-in booster seat for your slightly older kids. Yeah, so it has the instructions down here, 95 to 120. It boosts up. So 95 to 120 centimeters is ideal for this. Only problem with this, it gets quite dirty. You find a lot of dirt in here, so you've got to be quite wary of that when you clean it. Also, if you're buying one second-hand, have a look under there. They'll give you an idea of what the car's been through. 12-volt power outlet, great for the kids. Now, the aircon ducts are built into this pillar here, which is quite good, so it does get nice and comfy back here. Power tailgate. Bloody awesome. A lot of room back here. The seats fold down flat, and there's another 12-volt outlet. Mine come with tinted windows. Now, this one's got what's called the city safety pack, which means it's got sensors built in. It's meant to automated braking under 40 kilometers an hour. We've all seen the videos of how it doesn't work, but it makes it a bit safer. Now, one thing to be very careful of, we had a broken windscreen. Now, my recommendation is to get the windscreen insurance. So windscreen, you're looking, if you break it, you're looking between $1,000 to $1,500 to replace. So definitely tick it. Yeah, for a couple of dollars each month, it's far better than having to fork out close to $1,500. Anyway, sitting in here, got the lovely heated seats. So you've got heated seat controls on drivers and passenger side. This setup's been in Volvos forever. Quite a good little setup. In the 2013 model, you still need to place your keys in here. You can see the damage caused by dangly keys. I don't recommend it. It's a push button start. Now on these will last with an analog gauge. The year after, I believe, come with digital gauge. It's got a lovely information screen. When we reverse, you got your guidelines, so they disappear. So we'll reverse in. Also got reverse sensors, so we'll come out. All right, so let's put it in reverse. And the outer lines are where you'll end up. The inside lines are where your wheels are turned to. And it's an excellent system. It makes parking so much easier. And when you get too close, you got the rear sensors will pick things up. Now there's nothing to hit here. I haven't got the seatbelt on. That was what that beeps for. So just say we're going to reverse into something. Alright, so when you put it in the reverse, the camera comes up and it will detect if you're going to hit something. There you go. So you got the sensor beeping and it's highlighting what the threat is. Now you get closer to that, it goes yellow because it's within, you see different levels. We get closer again, it's going to go red. There we go, red, you're about to hit it. Sometimes this can be a pain when you're reversing in the car spots with a problem, but you know, use your driver judgment and know you'll miss it. So we're going around it and it's no problem. It does make you very lazy, this system, but I tell you what, it should be mandatory on all cars. This could prevent so many of those driveway accidents you hear about. You know, they put all this other stuff as mandatory on cars, yet something like a cheap reverse camera isn't. Crazy. Your park brake, one of those lovely push button jobs. Push that, job done, you feel the pedal pull in. So the gearbox, the indicator, there's indicators into the lever. Find that quite useful, especially driving at night time. But you've also got it on the dash just there with the big D. Also temperature and useful things like distance to empty, trip meter. But yeah, this is the last one with the analog gauge. They went to digital later on. The gauges on the newer one look amazing, but this one still looks quite modern enough. So what's it like to drive? It's very comfy, especially if you're comparing it to a Toyota Hilux. This drives quite nicely. The motor does sound a little, what your motoring experts would call agricultural. It sounds agricultural, yes, but the road noise is nowhere. You don't hear it as much unless you've got the radio off like I have now. Off the market, it's like a diesel, and once you get past that 1750 where the peak torque cuts in, then it's beautiful. It runs lovely. It's nice to drive on highways, and the fuel economy, can't fault it. You're looking at about 7 litres per 100, and that's just around town driving. You'll do even better on the highway. Now, being a Volvo, people get concerned about servicing costs. Being a European car and exotic, not really exotic, and servicing costs. Yep, if you call Volvo, I was quoted $600 for a minor service. Now I told them to belt it, and it's never been serviced with the Volvo dealership. But I called my local mechanic, and he was able to, that same $600 service turned out to be closer to $250. Now, Some of the concerns people have is that your local mechanic couldn't service one of these, and I'll put it to you this way: if he can service a Ford, you can generally service a Volvo. Volvo was owned by Ford up until a couple of years ago, and they shared a lot of equipment, and motors were one of those items they shared. So if you look under the bonnet of a Ford Mondeo, you'll find a lot of Volvo parts, including their lovely motors. So I wouldn't worry too much on that side of it. The issues with the car, we've had two issues. One was the reverse camera. In really hot weather it would fail, and it would get blurry and start to flicker out. We booked that in under warranty, and they had a look at it, and it was just a firmware upgrade. It's been fine ever since. That was 2 to 3 years ago. The other issue is the windscreen, and this is a well documented one. I think it's disgraceful on Volvo's part, because they've known about this fault for quite some time, and it should have been a recall. Never was. The seal around the windscreen wasn't thick enough, so when it deteriorates a bit over time, water will leak in, and you'll get water stains around here. On heavy rains, this gets wet, so is the other side. The fix to that is have the windscreen taken out and a new adhesive reapplied. The only problem with that is there's a chance your windscreen could break, and as I said earlier, that you're looking toward the $1,500. Now, we've done just over 90,000, 91,500 kilometres in it. Service intervals about 15,000 kilometres. As I said, find your local mechanic that's comfy servicing them. They can do all the services on them, the brakes, they've done it all. It's been fine. Especially this one's now, what, 6 years old, so there's no warranty there. Taking it to a Volvo dealership, you're just going to get screwed royally. The gearbox has been quite good. I've had no issues with it. We'll be getting a service when we come up for the major service. It's actually due now, so I'll be getting the gearbox serviced in it. Insurance is reasonable. It's only about 20 bucks. I think 20 bucks more than my Hilux. The Hilux is insured for $6.5 grand. This one's insured for 28,000. They still make parts for it. This shape was produced up until about 2 to 3 years ago. That's 2019 now. I know the new body is out, and it looks fantastic, but I can't afford it. I'll be sticking with this one for quite some time. There's enough room in the back for adults. If you've got a small family or average size family, 2 kids or less, this car is ideal. It's a nice ride height. You got good vision out of it. No nasty blind spots. Even though in that corner there is quite chunky, more than makes up for it in a rear camera. This one didn't come with any maps or that, or doesn't come with Apple CarPlay or anything like that, but for taking phone calls, linking up to your iPhones, your Samsungs, very easy, and it does it quite well. You're able to play your music through it, no problem there. Would I get another one? Absolutely. I've been a big fan of this car. I'll definitely get another one, providing they're producing them to the same quality as this one. I've been very happy with it. Would I buy one second hand? Yes, but there's a few things I'd be looking out for. I'd definitely good service history. Make sure the car is regularly serviced. Depends on the mileage. Once you've gone past 70,000 Ks, I'd be seeing if the brakes had been done. Now, if they haven't, you're going to be up for new brakes. If you're up for new brakes, you'll definitely be up for new rotors. The rotors are quite soft from the factory, and the rotors are quite soft, so they wear out rather quickly and they can't be machined. So factor in about $1,000 for that. I'd definitely, you don't know how it's been driven. I'd factor in money for the gearbox to be serviced and just a general service on them as well. Check as I said before, check the reverse camera, make sure it's working. If it's got a Heyman Reese tow bar or the Volvo factory tow bar, make them put the tow bar piece in and check the reverse, that it doesn't affect your reverse camera. There has been a case I've come across where the tow bar, whenever they put in reverse, the camera and safety software would pick up the tow bar and it would beep uncontrolled, just beep crazy and just be a total distraction. I don't expect these things to be a rocket ship, especially in the D4 model. The D5 is a lot quicker. This day my wife's still happy with it. It's a nice car to drive. It's a nice place to be in when you're driving. Replacing lights is quite easy on this. The owner's manual that comes with it does everything. Clearly explains on how to get the lights out. It's the same as changing the time on our old Ford Escape. Changing the time, we had to mark the user manual because it was such a complex task to change the clock on it. This one's quite easy. It's all quite, you go through settings. It's a clean and easy menu to go through. Thanks very much for watching. I hope this video was helpful. If you are looking at buying one, get online, like everyone should do when you're buying a used vehicle. Get online and look for any common issues that keep coming up in discussions. Like I said, the windscreen leak, the camera fault, they're all well documented. It's not a deal breaker, it can be fixed. And overall, I've been quite happy with it. When we did have it during the warranty period, we ended up taking it to another dealership, and they were more than helpful. Like, it was another Volvo dealership. They were more than helpful with our warranty claims. Even though we hadn't bought it from them, hadn't had it serviced by them, they still got in and got everything sorted and got it sorted efficiently. I've heard that's not the case with all Volvo dealerships. So actually, I'm going to give a shout out to them. It was Warren's Volvo. Their service department was excellent. Whenever we had an issue, we took it to them, even though we hadn't bought the car from them, and they were very, very helpful. So hopefully when we buy our next car, it'll be from them. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. I hope you found this video helpful. I know it's not one of my usual videos, definitely not a motorcycle or a cheap car, but I thought it was worth sharing my experience with this vehicle anyway. Anyway, thanks again, once again, and I'll see you on the next vid.